Lesson: Risk identification tools and strategies. Risk identification is a critical component in the field of contract risk mitigation and compliance. Mastery of risk identification tools and strategies is essential for professionals aiming to safeguard their organizations against potential pitfalls that could adversely affect contractual agreements. In this lesson, we delve into the practical tools, frameworks, and actionable insights that enable professionals to identify risks effectively, thus enhancing their proficiency in contract risk management. Risk identification involves systematically detecting, documenting, and understanding potential risk factors that could impact a contract or project. One effective tool in this process is the SWOT analysis, which stands for Strengths, Weaknesses, Opportunities, and Threats. SWOT analysis allows professionals to examine internal and external factors that may influence contract outcomes. For example, a company entering into a joint venture might use SWOT to assess its strengths, such as robust financial resources, against potential market threats, such as emerging competitors. This tool is instrumental in preemptively recognizing areas that require strategic attention and mitigating risks before they manifest. Another valuable framework is the risk breakdown structure, which provides a hierarchical representation of risks. RBS categorizes risks into different levels, enabling a detailed examination of risk sources and their potential impact. For instance, a construction firm could use RBS to systematically categorize risks into project management, technical, external, and organizational risks. This structured approach not only facilitates comprehensive risk identification, but also aids in prioritizing risks based on their severity and probability of occurrence, thus ensuring that resources are allocated efficiently to address the most critical risks. To supplement these frameworks, professionals should employ brainstorming sessions and workshops with key stakeholders. These collaborative forums harness diverse perspectives and expertise, facilitating the identification of a broader range of risks. For example, during a contract negotiation phase, involving legal, financial, and operational teams in brainstorming sessions can uncover hidden risks related to regulatory compliance, financial stability, or operational feasibility. This collective approach ensures a more holistic risk identification process and fosters a culture of risk awareness within the organization. Incorporating historical data analysis is another strategy that enhances risk identification. Examining past projects and contract performances can reveal recurring risk patterns and provide insights into risk trends. Organizations can leverage tools such as risk registers to document and analyze historical data, which serves as a valuable reference for future risk assessments. For instance, a multinational corporation reviewing its risk register might identify that supplier default has been a consistent risk in previous contracts, prompting them to implement stricter supplier vetting processes in future agreements. Case studies further illustrate the practical application of these tools and strategies. Consider the case of a technology company that failed to identify the risk of intellectual property infringement in a contract with a third-party developer. By neglecting comprehensive risk identification, the company faced significant legal disputes and financial losses. This scenario underscores the importance of deploying rigorous risk identification frameworks and involving legal expertise in the early stages of contract negotiation to mitigate such risks effectively. Statistics also highlight the significance of effective risk identification in contract management. According to a study published in the Journal of Risk Research, companies that implement structured risk identification processes are 30% more likely to achieve successful contract outcomes compared to those that do not. This statistic reinforces the value of employing systematic tools and frameworks to identify risks proactively, thereby enhancing overall contract performance and reducing the likelihood of adverse events. To implement these risk identification tools and strategies effectively, professionals should adopt a step-by-step approach. Initially, it is crucial to establish a clear understanding of the contract scope and objectives, as this forms the foundation for identifying relevant risks. Next, utilizing tools such as SWOT analysis and RBS, professionals should systematically document potential risks, categorizing them based on their nature and impact. Engaging stakeholders through brainstorming sessions and workshops enhances the identification process by incorporating diverse insights and expertise. Subsequently, historical data analysis should be conducted to identify recurring risk patterns and trends. This involves reviewing past projects and contract performances, leveraging risk registers to document findings, and drawing lessons from past experiences. The insights gained from historical data analysis provide valuable context for understanding potential risks and developing effective mitigation strategies. Finally, continuous monitoring and review are essential to ensure that risk identification remains an ongoing process throughout the contract lifecycle. Regularly updating risk registers, conducting periodic risk assessments, and involving stakeholders in review sessions help maintain a proactive approach to risk management. This iterative process not only facilitates the identification of emerging risks, but also enables timely adjustments to risk mitigation strategies, thereby enhancing overall contract resilience. In conclusion, effective risk identification is a fundamental aspect of contract risk mitigation and compliance. By employing practical tools and frameworks such as SWOT analysis, RBS, brainstorming sessions, and historical data analysis, professionals can systematically identify and address potential risks. Case studies and statistics underscore the importance of proactive risk identification in achieving successful contract outcomes. Through a structured and collaborative approach, organizations can enhance their risk management capabilities, safeguard contractual agreements, and contribute to overall business success.